Okay. Oh. I gotta stop making all these old people sounds. Someone's gonna really... Ah! Oh gosh, everything's just happening. Ugh. What do you mean I bent the leg of the chair? Oh. And I'm moving everything. Okay. Whew. What is in this cup? It better be peach tea. It better be, not tea. This better be peach soda. It's peach soda. Okay. Sweet. First order of business done. Table all nice and clean. Space already cleared. Guest here. Beautiful. Hi, welcome to the traveling tent. You know, a place for people who enjoy hanging out in the betwixt and the between and, you know, peeking into the veil, asking questions, getting answers back. Sometimes they're kind of silly. Sometimes a lot of the times, let me not lie to you guys there. A lot of the times our answers are pretty serious, but it's all about growth and us getting to the next step. And sometimes we got to be serious about it. It's whatever. We're for funsies. We're all having fun here. I don't know what's up with that intro. Maybe it's because I'm in a different location. The traveling part of the traveling tent is currently in effect. So that's part of the reason why this is being posted not on a Monday, but a Tuesday. That's right, guys. It's Monkey Message Monday, but it's Tuesday. Yee! I'm sorry. Dear gosh. Okay. You know, let's just roll into it. Let's just get this show on the road. Cause you know what? I'm chilling, you're chilling. You're chilling, I'm chilling. You want a tarot reading? Yeah, I thought you would. Go ahead, take a seat. I've already welcomed you here to the tent. My energy, this space is cleared. You saw me do it. My energy is connected to this space. I've connected, I guess I'm using Dylan. I'm using my golem today to help really ground and source my energy. And I was just waiting for you guys. Mwah. I didn't know where you were sitting. I had to have a little kind of a silly little goofy-ish mood. We're just gonna go into this. Pine straw might be a thing that you really like. You might have a thing for eagles. Eagles might be a spirit guide or animal for you. You know, just some little checks. So we're going to go ahead and do your sigil, and then we're going to get into your message from the Monkey King, which, oh, I didn't even do that explanation. So, hi, welcome to the tent. You're already connected in. It's beautiful. Also, don't worry about those connections. I always make sure to disconnect us at the end, whether I remember to mention it or not. I'm not down for a bunch of tethers, so I don't expect you to have to carry a bunch of tethers. Anyway, this is Monkey Message Monday, coming at us on a Tuesday. But Monkey Message Monday is when the great sage Sunwukong comes forth and delivers a message that he wants anybody who comes by my tent to know, you know. Specifically, I'm hearing messages for people who have ears of listening. So that's very nice. So if you have ears of listening and eyes of understanding, I'm not sure. I feel like that's if you're into poetry, or specifically Chinese type of poetry where there's very specific rule sets and things like that, this might be for you. What's the thing that's hung up on doors where it's it's a 3-lined poem, I think, and it's one's here, and then there's the top one, and then there's a diamond that's in the middle. Sometimes you'll put them on doorways. If I remember, I'll put it here. I hope I do. But yeah, he comes forth with a message. And that's what this is. You don't have to be working with him. He really just enjoys people's energy. So feel free. But if you do want to work with him, that's just, actually, I've never gotten that I've never gotten the urge to mention, hey, if you want to work with him or not, that's chill. So maybe there's someone out here who's been contemplating wanting to work with Sunwukong. I feel like this is your thumbs up. If this message resonates with you and you're kind of here, maybe that's something that's calling you. Maybe you just read Journey to the West. Maybe Journey to the West is your favorite book. Maybe you just want to know more about him. Heck, maybe you played, what's that king? Kang? We was Kangs. That's a different message I have to give. It's not we was Kangs. There was some bonkers came through. Maybe you say we was kings sometimes as a joke. I don't even remember where that's from. Maybe you've recently had Hotep conversations. Make of that what you will. Anyway, so maybe some of you are, are you doing recruiting, sir? Maybe he's doing some recruiting. Maybe you're from Hong Kong. Hi, ni hao. Maybe you're from Hong Kong. That's all I got for you. I got ni hao and is it Wojian Oracle? Wojian Oracle? That's what I have for you. I probably butchered those, but it is what it is. Maybe you're learning a new language. Maybe you're practicing a language. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you just like languages. Something about that is coming through. I've been really maybe you're going through a Chinese time in your life. Maybe you're going through a very Chinese time in your life. Maybe you're being invited to go through a very Chinese time in your life. Maybe you are just Chinese. I don't know. That's coming through heavy. But anyway, if you're still here, if those resonated with you, go on and stay. Dragonflies are coming up and other stuff. Let me kind of ground in and get this show on the road. Maybe you're in a new space, a new location, and you're in a transition phase of getting your routine back into place. That could be it. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out your sigil, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into this reading so we can ground all this information that's coming at us. Anyway, this is your sigil. Let me make sure I've got him even in there. Awesome. So go ahead, look at it, ruminate, ground, do some breathing, pause this, keep the video on the screen, do some breathing exercises. Some of you are copying the sigil down. Ooh, that might be why they made it easier. Sigil. Here, let me get a little closer for you. No, you guys like your numbers. There's so many, you guys covering up the numbers. Yeah, that's me. So sorry. Ooh. Maybe butterflies are significant. Is that like an orangey? It's like an orangey yellow butterfly I'm seeing outside the window. Very lovely. Anyway, this is your sigil. Reminder, there's no rhyme, reason to any line, mark, thing I do or do not do with these. I just kind of make them. I auto draw these, which means, oh gosh, whew. Okay, we're gonna chill on that. Anyway, welcome to the tent. I just had to cut an interesting piece of stuff out, or maybe I didn't. Really had to ground and come back to me. So I think maybe this is a time of grounding, or a time where maybe you're finding it a little difficult to ground. Not saying it's a bad thing, not saying you're flying off the handles and stuff like that, but maybe it's becoming a little difficult for you to like sit and do something that's within your regular routine. That butterfly came back. Maybe you're feeling kind of floaty. Just drifting through, a little choppy. Either way, we're back, baby. And we're going to get to these cards. But before we get to these cards, let me get you your sigil. So, here's your sigil. I've gone ahead and this was already made. So, ooh, some of you are copying the sigil down. That's cool. I'm making sure your numbers are in there. Oh, let me get my thumb from right there. Someone's going to be like, they're hiding something. Are you worried someone's hiding something from you? Ooh. So maybe that's something. Oh, I'm already channeling off of this. Okay. Yeah, let's ponder this together. So disclaimer, I auto draw these, which means that there's no rhyme or reason to any line, swoop, dot, circle, squiggle I do or do not make. I put pencil to paper and spirit just flows out. And this is what we get. I gotta say bee, because I already said like the butterfly floating. So, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. that kind of stuff. Maybe was that Muhammad Ali? Yeah, maybe you're a Muhammad Ali fan or just a fan of the Alis. Prince Ali, Anansi. Maybe someone likes Aladdin. Someone identifies, I'm here specifically, someone identifies with the beggar's story. That's a lot out of here. Yeah, I see that Scorpio too. I see it. I see it. A lot of transformation. Maybe you've tried something 6 times. Maybe you've 6 times. I said that right. Why did it feel like I said that weird? Maybe you've tried something 6 times. And the 7th time is the time that it all just kind of falls into place. Huh. That's cool. Anyway, we can sit and ponder about this sigil all day. In fact, go ahead down in the comments. If you feel comfortable, go in the comments, share what you think this sigil means, or, you know, just get like a shrug emoji, or like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man, grapes or something. Maybe you're eating grapes. Maybe you like grapes. Maybe you're wearing the color grape. That's a very specific shade of purple. Maybe that's how you like it. Maybe you're a purple person. That's cool. But yeah, go on in the comments, you know, either leave your little interpretation or just like leave IDK and like a bushel of grapes or something down there. Maybe a strawberry. Someone's drinking something that's like grape, strawberries, and blueberries. Maybe it's like a misty. Maybe it's one of those mist drinks. I don't know. That's coming through. Someone, maybe you're clenching your throat. Not clenching your throat. Quenching your thirst is what I was trying to say. Ooh. Okay. But yeah, we can ruminate. We can ponder about this. Go ahead and leave that in the comments. But if anything, you know more about this sigil than I do. Because if this is your sigil, then this is your reading. Perfect. Go ahead and put that back. Oh, someone wants to see me shut it. That's fine. Pull that over. Nice. Awesome. So, Great Monkey King, thank you for joining us. Why do I want to throw these dice? Yeah, we'll throw some dice. Maybe someone likes dice. We'll throw some dice. You know, I have runes here. I was compelled to pull out my little runes worksheet. It could be because Dylan is here. He is the golem that helps guide me through whenever I'm doing any rune work. Maybe you're being guided in a type of work that you do, something that's like not necessarily your expertise, but it's something you can do well, but you're just not very confident in how well you can do it, and it's not something that you absolutely have to do. Or like the person does not mind helping you out, or maybe you're the person who doesn't mind helping people out. I knew it. Okay, so we're gonna figure this out. So, story behind why I'm doing my little for this card. When I was doing your pre-shuffle, one of the cards had flipped over, and I'd seen it. It flipped while I was shuffling, but I did the thing where, you know, you go through the deck and stuff. It wouldn't show up nowhere. It just disappeared, and I thought that I'd imagined it. It's sitting right here now that I was doing the basic shuffle, which means, okay, I'm listening. We'll take this card and do this as like an overall read. So that whatever that card ends up being is going to be what the Monkey King wants to talk about. 5 of Ghost is bonkers. Who's in mourning right now? Someone's in mourning, or maybe it is mourning for you, or maybe you say, was it Grand Rising? You're mourning just before the grand, and at the bottom of the deck is that's all I want to say with this deck. I use this as my deck end cards, where it's just like the little info card. So whenever the deck, cut it at the world. I'm not taking this in reverse. We'll take both of those. Or I'll put it over here. But pretty much this deck says, oh, this is okay. Y'all saw that fall. Maybe it's a mother figure or something feminine. I'm hearing trigger warning. I don't really think it's a trigger, but like it can be depending on the person. For illness, like I'm hearing cancer Or maybe you're mourning something that you had to loose because it was cancerous. I'm hearing benign. Maybe it's something that's been going on since you were 9. I was trying to say benign, and I said benign, as if this was bingo. Maybe you play bingo. Maybe you just played bingo. Maybe the person you lost is someone who enjoyed bingo of some variety. There's a somberness. There is a mourning here. But I'm also hearing a reignition of life. Once you allow those tears to flow and you actually go pick up the cups and wash them off, set them to the side, or decide how you're going to allocate those cups. That's this. This is the realizing, like, okay, I've cried, I've mourned, all this thing is happening, but life goes on, and I am gonna go on. Completion, the world. Oh, baby. Maybe bats mean something to you. Maybe salamanders, or I'm hearing Komodo dragons, specifically. Maybe you just watched a weird comic strip that had an eel joke in it. Maybe you just know some eel facts. That's cool. Here, maybe baby eel. Maybe you just had some sushi. But ooh, this is a very somber energy that's coming to the table for us, for Monkey King Sunwukong. I told you guys, it gets serious around here sometimes. We're goofy, but it gets it's goofy, but it gets serious. I just tried to knock the table. Delicious. I love peach soda. I didn't ask a question, and I know that's the Hierophant. Yep. So the Hierophant in this fairy tale deck is Buffalo Medicine Woman, which I think is a beautiful thing to come out after talking about the mourning that's happening, whether it be for a person, which in that case, sorry for your loss. For some of you, I'm hearing it's recent. Some of you, it's not recent, but it feels like yesterday. No one can tell you how to mourn. No one can tell you how to feel. It could have been 20 years ago. It could have been 50 years ago. If you're still hurt by it, when the wave and the emotion comes through, honor it. Honor it. Whether it's new, whether it's old. Honor it. Let yourself feel. Of course, reach out for the help and support where you need it. Be mindful of yourself. But this is a very gentle move on, but with the acknowledgement of, well, it's not even move on, it's carry on. Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Da-na-na. Okay. Maybe someone, that's your song. Maybe some of you, it's supernatural. Maybe you like supernatural. Maybe you've been experiencing some supernatural things. Oh, there's a bee kind of flying by. It's very cute. Honeybee. Looked like a little honeybee. No, y'all are being asked to float like a butterfly and sting like the bee. Flow with it. Feel it. The pain is here and it's going to hit you no matter what. Be true to yourself, honor yourself, love yourself. Because this Buffalo Medicine Woman, of course, but also this is the Hierophant. If you've been rocking with me for a minute, then you know that these are the masters of, they're also 4 or 5 nice, that in the major arcana, they're the masters of their element. So in this case, the Hierophant is the master of the 5s. 5 is challenge. 5 is difficulty. 5 is obstacles. So you are a master of difficulties, of obstacles, of challenges when you sit in this Hierophant. Or that is what this Hierophant is inviting you to do. I'm hearing some of you need to write, record, whatever, just a log kind of what you've been through. There's something there. I don't know if some of you like want to publish anything, but specifically I'm being told as a form of release, writing is what you need, specifically like writing things. In some instances it's writing it and burning it. In other instances it's a how do you feel right now? Write that down so that when you feel this again, you'll have a reference point. You are a master of yourself, whether you know it or not. Masters don't stop learning. You've gone through all the experiences. You're like night school. Maybe someone's in, ooh. I didn't even see that. And judgment. Ooh, 10 of swords. And then judgment. Yeah. It's time. Like, you've gone through school. Maybe someone is doing night school. Maybe someone is going back to school. It says school of hard knocks, actually. It's painful. And I would not be half the reader I think I am if I didn't sit and acknowledge with you the pain that is here, the pain that you carry. The judgment card, funnily enough, is Sunwukong. Sunwukong is sitting here on this judgment card. Oh, and then Page of Cups under that. Maybe you work with Tuarshin. Maybe rabbits are a thing for you. Maybe, I heard you feel a red string of fate tugging, where you thought someone had cut your pinky off. Maybe that wording is significant to someone. Maybe someone is a poet. Maybe someone's native language, native dialect is one that has a stream and flow to it. Ooh, I didn't even roll one of these dice for you. The card just started coming out. It was like, let's do this first. Let's do this first. Okay. But no, you are, and I'm using the term, you are being invited not even to better take care of yourself. You're being invited to go forth, to continue on. Oh, she has a rabbit there. To continue forth, to go on. You're not late. Is something I'm hearing. Maybe someone's an Alice in Wonderland fan. You're late. I'm late. Maybe you're not late. But no, just writing things down so that you have a reference. So, like, some people like take little videos of themselves and keep to themselves, or like voice recording, something for you to listen to. Just like as a reminder, maybe as like a refresher. There's something there. It's getting foggy. I think it's because there's so many people. It's a collective reading, and there's so many situations happening. The thing that's in common is a great loss that happened. That, whether it be historical or new, is one that, when it's brought to your memory, maybe it's the time of year. Maybe you've lost somebody, you've lost something, there's an opportunity that went by, that whenever that time of year passes by, even if you've had like a great, all other 11 months were amazing, but then it hits that 1 month, or it hits that 1 week, and everything just goes, because it reminds you of what happened. What's that Mariah the Scientist song where the radio... I'll put it here if I remember. Huh. But maybe you like Mariah the Scientist, Burning Blue. Is it a crime to... Oh, some of you, this is a relationship of various kinds. Sweet. I don't want to remove this from the board. I was going to like clear it and then do another one, but there's something about it's not just going to disappear. If it was going to disappear, it would have already done that by now. I'm hearing someone, maybe it's your spirit team. It doesn't really sound like Sunwukong to me. You can only Reiki so much before you have to do it yourself. There's some things that you have to alchemize alone. Like, ooh, I'm getting like this, now I'm getting like an Aries energy. From the Emperor, there's some things where I'm hearing bum rush. There's some things where like you might have to bum rush it. You might have raw dog it. You might have to raw dog it. Raw dog this feeling. Raw dog this pain. Raw dog this vibe. Sometimes you have to take your mind out of it. You've got a little brain sitting up here on a beaker, but that water that brain is in, it's cleansed, it's clear. Sometimes I'm hearing like sometimes you have to separate yourself from things in order to better view it You know, the closer you get to something, the tougher it is to see it. And I'll never take it for granted. Let's go. Someone likes Naruto. We got a lot of orange here. But yeah, sometimes when you're closer to something, it's harder for you to notice things. There are things that yeah, there's some things you just need to like slightly step back from and remove yourself from. In this case, I was specifically brought to the mind, which is sometimes you need to sit back and not be analytical. Sometimes you just need to observe. I'm being brought to the term forensics means to observe. Specifically the scientific method. Without observation, you can have nothing. The first step of the scientific method is to observe. After you observe, that is when you make a hypothesis. Because how can you hypothesize on something that you have not observed? Like, the hypothesis is you're coming up with a question. The question had to be sparked by an observation of some sort that you have made in some time. I think that's why you're being asked to like go through the mourning, look at it, observe your cups. Because even if you notice, this pumpkin guy is sad, but usually with the Five of Cups, where the person's back is to us, or we've got like that side profile going on, their face is usually covered. There's usually an implication that they're crying deep tears. Honestly, even in this, you only see 2 buckets. Like, yeah, it's 5 of ghosts. Sorry, I had to count that. Yeah, there's 5 of ghosts. What's that thing? Someone, yeah, I know I'm right. That thing just buzzed by. Anansi's Goatman is a creepypasta story. Excuse me. It's a 4chan creepypasta story that I don't know why that's coming to mind. If you like creepypastas, check out Anansi's Goatman. I will, if I remember, I will put a link in the description of one of them, of one of the people doing it. I think I'll do the Davis Morgan retelling. Ooh, okay, so maybe someone likes observing, or someone needs to get in the habit of observing. This is an opalite. This is an opalite spear. Maybe some of you, I'm getting like that historical vibe that this is something like childhood linked. Maybe the mourning is over a child. Oh, okay. So the mourning is linked and related to a child. Maybe this child really liked rabbits. Or maybe their name was like Bunny or something. Maybe they liked bunnies. Maybe my melody was their favorite. Ooh. Whew. It's heavy here. It's heavy here. But it's falling into place. The cycles are ending and completing. You're just feeling now. The processing is in motion. And you can't process something you haven't received yet. Like, for instance, you can't process the hay for the horses until the bales get here. I can't break down the bale to give the horses what they need if the bale has not, if I haven't brought the bale down from, I don't even know what that's, from the loft. If I haven't bought the bale down from the loft. I know it sounds like I don't work with horses. I know, if you know, you know. I haven't been in there in a minute to do it. I haven't slung it in a minute, so. Ooh. Good news, and things are coming through. Someone, if you have a horse and you're putting it in a competition, it's going to do very well. Don't know why that dressage is specifically coming through. So that's really fun. Your horse is going to do really well in whatever endeavor. So that's cute. This is also you're going to do well. But yeah, if I never go up to the loft and grab a bale of hay, toss it down and come back down, I won't be able to process the hay, and then I won't be able to feed the horses, and then the horses will revolt. And we can't have that Because if you've never been bitten or nipped by a horse, let me tell you, you don't want to be. Maybe someone recently has been bitten or nipped by a farm animal. That ain't fun. Oh, okay, we got a little laughter. That's good. Getting the vibes are up. Yeah, this is something you're flowing through. This is something you're flowing through. I don't want that card. Why don't I want that card? Why don't I want the King of Swords? This is not the King of Swords. This is the Queen of Swords. Huh. There's something weird with communication. You might be watching this in a retrograde. I'm in a retrograde. Usually I don't acknowledge when Mercury goes into retrograde because I'm a Mercury in Pisces. So if you have major Pisces placements, oh sweet, High Priestess, I have Mercury in Pisces, so I don't usually, I feel the Mercury retrogrades, but because I have such like a fun sign in that planet anyway, and I have such a fun sign in that planet anyway, I don't often notice it. So me kind of like feeling that now is telling me like how strong it is. Maybe there's some, it's confusion. This card usually symbolizes betrayal, and it could be, that absolutely can be there. This can also just be how you feel, because you can't do, when you're feeling sad, when you've lost somebody, when you have to continue going on, when like oh gosh, take that, you're gonna take this, when you have to continue going on when a character drops out of your story, that kind of sucks. You have no choice but to accept that. Like, you can go all Victor Frankenstein and be like, it's alive, but it'll never be the same. If any of you, and this is controversial, but whatever, you're watching the tarot lady on the internet, so if you are using an AI bot to speak to a loved one, you're being requested to stop. Yeah. If you are, that's another one of my bookends. If you are using some type of artificial way, this isn't like listening to voice recordings of them or like watching videos of them or like hearing their voice and stuff like that. So this is going to get very specific, so I don't think this is for everybody in the collective. If you are taking the voice recordings, the videos of your loved one, and like putting it in AI, I don't even know, I don't mess with AI like that, and putting it in some type of filter that takes your person's voice and image and now makes like moving, fresh, new content, even though that in whatever capacity, this person can be passed on or this person can just be not in your life anymore. If you're using these to have contact with them, you are being asked to stop. Post haste. Like, I'm hearing cold turkey. There are no new memories to make. You can only make new memories with them when they are here. You are punishing and torturing yourself. It feels good in the moment, that dopamine hit that goes through you, but that is all that is. It is as empty as a chocolate bar. Like, yeah, it satisfied you. You were feeling hungry and you're like, oh, I got this chocolate bar, and you ate it and it was great, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm satisfied, and yay, that was a yummy treat. But then like less than an hour later, you're hungry and you need more, and you're like, oh, the one chocolate bar didn't do, let me do 2 chocolate bars. Oh, 2 chocolate bars didn't do, let me do, and you're just upping and upping. You know, chocolate bars might be a silly example to use, but you're just getting dopamine hits. There are ways to communicate and speak with those beyond the veil, and you know, there are, if you've properly cleansed and know how to do it correctly, you can use, I'm unlike state AI, you can use those types of devices to help you speak with those beyond the veil. I believe technomancy is very valid. Like poltergeist, that's an actual thing. When she was looking at the TV and it was the static channel, using that as a way to divine and things like that. But you're hurting yourself. You are hurting yourself. And I'm gonna kind of get off that. But if you are doing what I just talked about in any kind of capacity, especially if you're doing it very, very frequently, maybe listen to some frequencies, that'll help out. Maybe somewhat tune the dial. Maybe you always listen to the radio with this individual. The songs on the radio are okay, but my taste in music is your face. A lot of road tripping, a lot of traveling. Ooh. But no, you're hurting yourself. Ugh. Okay. So give me a second. I'm actually going to go ahead and we'll cleanse this energy. And let's kind of go into not another direction, because this is what he wants us to talk about. 9, Virgo energy. Maybe you have a Virgo in the 6th house or the 1st house. That's cute and fun. But yeah, let me go ahead and cleanse. And then we'll get here. Because you have good, great, amazing news coming. But that wave just kind of came through and I had to speak on it. Okay. And I will, I will be back.
Okay. Let's cleanse this energy and this space. Thank you for giving us that information, heavy it may be. And may they take it and apply it to their lives as necessary. Those who do not need to take it, leave it for those whom it is meant for. Great Monkey King, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Thank you for wanting what's well for us so much that you're willing to poke at wounds that we don't even want to bring to a doctor.
Okay. What's this? Yee. Look, guys, we got good stuff coming, but like the bad stuff did happen. I was able to cleanse. Those 2 dropped out. 5 of Swords, 7 of Wands. But you're coming out on top. Okay. Sweet. Whew. Let's just feather dust us off. That was heavy, but it was a necessary heavy. But now we've got our space cleared, and we've got the word jovial wants to come up. New chapters, new beginnings, new joyful celebration. I'm seeing some unions here too, so that's nice. Okay. I feel like I'm the mom right now. I feel like, a room of kids who just got fussed at by the teacher, and not the teacher. I feel like the room that just got fussed at by the principal who came by, and now like the principal has left, and now I'm like, okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's try to move on. Let's try to be better. Let's just trying to uplift the mood, even though everyone's bummed out because they just got fussed at, or like something like just happened. I feel like that. Maybe someone's a teacher. I just want to say someone's a teacher. My little book. I've been thinking about showing this, but also not, because I was like, they don't need to see the front of this. They don't need to know what I do in my spare time. And maybe you do something and you teach. Maybe specifically you teach young people, like the babies, the littles. You're described as having a large heart. Maybe you just like apples. Apples are good. Apples have been showing up a lot. I want to pick up this other deck and I need to read what's here. But no, this falls into line. Maybe another reason, or at least it's coming through, another reason that this mourning, this asking you to be in this observation mood is coming up is, one, you need to figure out which cup is actually for you. Maybe those cups needed to be emptied. Or even if they didn't need to be emptied, it was something horrible that happened. It's you looking and being willing to accept another cup. to be like, yeah, it sucks, those 5 cups fell over and stuff like that, but do you still want something to drink? Would you, like, I saw that just fell, you want some peach soda or something? Maybe someone likes peach soda. Maybe someone's from Georgia. Anyone, either one. Georgia is also a country, if you didn't know. Maybe your name is Georgia. Ooh. Maybe you graduated. Maybe the thing that you're mourning. Oh, some of you, messy. Thank you for coming through. I love you. We needed to lighten up in here. Some people needed a break. They were getting punched. Now I'm coming for you. I'm not coming for you. Some of you just graduated something. And that's the closing of your chapter. So, or like you've been promoted in some way, like there's a definitive, a chapter in your life did end. And now you're mourning that old life a little bit. Like maybe you're missing it. Like for instance, if you graduated college and now you're entering the workforce, you're like, oh man, I miss those nights when I would just go to my dorm and just like fall out in the living room of the dorm, the common area of the dorm. And like, I'd wake up and maybe there'd be a blanket over me, or like the vacuuming. I'm here like specifically the cleaning lady vacuuming would wake you up, and because you knew her schedule, you would be on time for class that day. Oh gosh. Any commercial breaks are a thing for you? Oh gosh, that's a cute memory. Okay, it's very lighthearted. I get it. There's nothing wrong with missing that. But you're also very excited about this new chapter. It's what you've been waiting for. It's what you've been working on. Ooh, and you know new cups are around the horizon. Yeah, it sucks because these cups couldn't quite make it. Maybe they didn't fit in your suitcase. Maybe you'd outgrown the cup. Maybe it's not even like the cup spilled over. Maybe it's not even you lost something. Maybe it's I'm here like, because it's water. Maybe you specifically lost your connection with it. You're not vibing with it the same way that you used to. Ooh. That's made you sad. It's put you at odds with things. But you're going to piece it all back together. That's Isis. She has enough power to piece everything back together. And you're going to do that. And then you're going to stand your ground on it. And you're also heavily protected. And what? Anyway, Monkey King, tell me more. So we're not taking cards in reverse because I did something goofy when I was shuffling this deck. But you got the devil. Ooh, okay, so I'm not even getting this as like the... So I am getting, you are the master of your fate. What comes to you? They can take them leashes off at any time. Ooh, what comes to you, you have a measure of control over. It's about embracing that control. So yeah, that chapter of your life is ending and it sucks and you can't really ever go back. But are you going to lean heavily into that, or are you going to start leaning into the, you know what, I can never go back there, but when I was back there, I could never go here, or I could never do this, or oh wait, I can still do, some of you're going to realize there's some things that you can still do, but maybe you're just doing it in a different font. Maybe you're doing it in a different amount. Like there's something different but familiar about it. So, okay, there we go. The positive is coming through. We found it, champs. Because you got 2 new beginnings here. Physical, emotional, earth, water. That was a school bus. Maybe some of you are teachers. 408 is not 408, it's 308. Maybe maybe you're an hour ahead of something. Maybe you like to show up an hour ahead of something. Maybe you were just an hour ahead. Actually, I'm thinking some of you are early. So whatever that means. But no, this is giving live deliciously. It's like you are the controller. You are the master of your fate. Yes, it sucks that you can't go back to there. But remember, we were working on not being there anymore. Or we just can't. It's like hey, we have to accept that this is over. Are we going to sit and wallow? Or are we going to party? Ooh. Are we going to sit and wallow, or are we going to party? I like that. Remember, depression can't hit a moving target, so. And then we have the Empress here. Just receive. Just sit back. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, the kind of chair she's sitting on, which is like that, which is like a fainting chair, it's giving me like the chair in the therapist's office, or just the like, oh, let me just lay here and ponder. Again, just observe. Maybe just observe how you feel. But like, you're this empress, and you can't go back. I'm telling all of you, no matter what situation you're coming in, if this you're reading and you're resonating with it, whatever you're mourning, you can't go back. Some of you might be able to physically go back there. You might be able to place yourself there, but the person who you are now cannot go back there. If you were to go back there, you would be effectively annihilating the person you've worked so hard to become now. You would be throwing away whatever it is that you're sitting in or what you're coming into just to, I'm specifically hearing just to go play dress up in house. Don't do that. All right, we're getting a little sassy. 9 of pennies, baby. Maybe farm animals are important for you. Maybe they're your favorite. Maybe it's the area that you grew up in. Is that specifically to me barn owl? Because usually it's a falcon. Usually it's a falcon. But this is the Halloween deck. So barn owl. Someone like smashing pumpkins. Literally are the thing. Okay. So recap. Things be sucking out here. Things suck real bad, like atrocious, like glug glug 3, like the big glug glug 3000 with the hand crank suck real bad. Yeah, that was a bad joke. Y'all, I don't know if y'all heard it. A pine cone fell from the tree. So on that, let me get you guys. I was gonna roll these dice for you and get you guys some numbers earlier. Maybe someone likes numbers. Let's go ahead, get some numbers, see if we can get anything out of that. Actually, let's see. If any of the numbers correspond with a rune, then we'll say that's your rune, okay? And any of my headphone users, I'm about to shake some dice, so. Perfect. Was this one all? I don't think that was out. Okay. We got a 2, a 12, an 11, an 8, a 6, and a 4. Well, we have master number 11. That's always fun. We have 212. Got some hangman energy. Some of you are learning to go with the flow. We got that Aquarian network vibe. There's also Piscean energy. So maybe there's like a foggy confusion. Not saying that Pisces is fog and confusion, but just leaning into kind of that energy. I don't know if Mercury is in Pisces right now. Let me look. What is Mercury in right now? Current sign. Wow, Mercury with 2 E's is crazy. Okay, so Mercury is in Pisces. Perfect. I don't think it's in retrograde, though. Now I have to look, because someone's going to be like, but was it? Honestly, if I'm not in retrograde, Mercury's in my sign right now. That's a part of why I was like, hey, what's this weird jumbled kind of vibe I'm getting? I should be my most clear cognizant right now. But remember, when I sit here, I tap into the collective energy, and I use my energy to tap into your energy, and that's what be hitting the table. There's nothing wrong with that. It helps me better be aligned with you guys. Ooh, who is oh, there's a lot of conjunct right now. Because what is it? Neptune is conjunct with Saturn, which is conjunct with Venus right now, which is conjunct with Chiron. Oh, Aphrodite is burning stuff down. Ooh, all the love. No, everybody who's about love is burning it down. Ooh. What else is happening? Well, who's Jupiter conjunct with? It says Jupiter is conjunct with someone, but I don't... that's crazy. I'm sorry, let me stop. Maybe someone likes doing research, and when you do your research, you get kind of lost and stuff. But yeah, oh wait, I didn't check if I'm in a retrograde right now. I love when I ask now and it goes 2025. Maybe a retrograde in 2025 was significant for you. Okay, Mercury is retrograding. Mercury is retrograding. So maybe you are in a retrograde right now. That's pretty dope. I think it's Mercury and Saturn. So, oh, conjunct and retrograde. That's cute. I could be wrong. Sweet. 2. So we got Taurus energy over here. Yeah, your money going up. And also that Taurus energy, we see that over here in this Empress card, as well as that 9 of Pumpkins. Again, counting up, money going up. 8. Oh, we have the Taurus Scorpio axis right here. 2 and 8. Again, if you don't know your astrology, if you don't have these signs, that's fine. Maybe there's something here that's significant for you. I'm just being drawn. Maybe numbers are, maybe numbers. And because something like kind of float. I'm in a new location. The traveling part of the traveling tent is into play right now. So I'm not used to all the little wind blowing and stuff like that. Again, I think someone's in a new location or traveling to a new location. Maybe that new location is even a different mental space than what you are used to being in. I'm here like you're moving out of a lack mentality. Yeah. Whatever lack is to you. But yeah, we have that Scorpio. Yeah, this is money, baby. Because Taurus is your money. And then Scorpio is like other people's money. So, there's money here. I have 4. Didn't I have 4? No, I'd rolled it because I didn't think I'd even rolled it. Cancer. Yeah, because that makes sense. Because that's what I was seeing when I saw that Queen of Pumpkins. It's very maternal here. Very femme vibe. Very femme. I look like a femme queen. You like my hair, my makeup. Yeah, and I think some of you are coming into, maybe it's you're coming into a new identity. And no matter what it is. Maybe, so like, just giving another wave hand of kind of picking scenarios that are a little more specific, but not like overly specific since this is a collective. So some of you are mourning like specifically a transition into parenthood, not because you don't want to be a parent, but because you're like, oh wait, I am now a parent. I'm going to be irrevocably changed in some degree, in some manner. You're excited about this great new beginning that's coming for you emotionally, but it's scary. It's scary, it's different, and you're like, I know, at least I know what's back there. I've been through that. It's familiar to me. Oh, that's a bumblebee just kind of hovering. Maybe bumblebees are your thing. Or some of you're getting like a promotion in a job, and you can't go out. Ain't someone forklift drives or something like that? Warehouse. You can't kiki as much as you used to in the warehouse. You still have your fun, you still have your friends, but you are like, oh wait, I have to have a level of professionalism to where I'm the boss, and like you're figuring that out, and that transition. I'm hearing some of you've seen it work before and it's fine. You know that you'll be a great fit. In fact, your team, for a lot of you, there's a big number of your team that's excited to see you go into management of whatever this is. So like you reaching a leadership position, there are people who used to be your peers and beside you who are very excited for you to be the one who is over them. You're going to go through the bumps and things like that, but it's going to be well. It will be well. Also, we got this Virgo energy. Empress, 9 of Pumpkins. We got all this Virgo energy hanging out. That's beautiful. This is your day-to-day, your everyday. Maybe your day-to-day is changing. You're like, I remember when... Some of you are like, you're mourning your pre-health journey. We're like, man, I can't eat like that no more. Or like, I remember when I could eat a whole burger in one sitting. Now I can only eat half the burger, and I gotta order it to go. So some of you are just like, you're mourning an old version of yourself in various extremes and various seriousnesses. Again, your day-to-day is changing, and it's good. Pretty much all of you, it's a change that you want, a change that you are excited for, but the sadness of the past keeps like not even trying to find you. It keeps like just welling up. And it happens. You're a person. You have a mind. We can't just, unfortunately, we're not at technology yet where we can just go, oh, you don't want that memory? Delete. Sorry, it's not that episode of Jimmy Neutron. It's not that episode of Jimmy Neutron when Jimmy and Cindy had their brains dumped into the thing and we had to separate it and we can like delete memories that didn't matter. It's not made like that. So sorry. One day. One day, not today. I think that's the big thing going on here. This John Henry, Seven of Wands, really wants to come up. I thought that this looked like lightning for a second, so maybe some of you work with either a masculine lightning deity. Maybe some of you work with a masculine lightning deity of some sort. Maybe work with Oya. Not even masculine, a very active lightning deity. One that has a very good grasp on yang energy. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's just finish this up. But yeah, these are your numbers. I hope they meant something to you. If you needed to, remember, be mindful of your day to day. One step at a time is you going forth. As these negative, mournful emotions rise up, you also rise up and meet them and observe them. Honor them. Toss away what is not yours and not necessary. Toss away the things that you have fabricated. And hold honor and then release the reality that, or the things that are real. So really sit back and, oh, nice little white butterfly. Maybe that's a sign for somebody. Let me try to put this in better words. Or maybe someone those were good words. When you're sitting in this observation mode that you are being, I'm here, some people are being invited to do it, others are being voluntold to do it. Take it where that sits, you know where you are in this dichotomy. But sitting and really looking at what emotions are rising up and what they are linked to, and which ones are fallacies that you've created in some form. Like maybe it's, oh, if only I'd have done this, this wouldn't happen. Or if only this. There are a few instances where it's like, oh, if I'd have did this, that wouldn't have happened, and that sucks. Those you accept, you take, and then you go, but you know, there's nothing I can do about it now but be better. Let me release this. Let me take the lesson and release this pain and energy. Not a guarantee it'll stay gone forever, but it's a good start. But separating the things that are real from the things that are fake. Which are like, oh, if only I'd have known. That's the biggest one. That's the biggest fallacy to tell to yourself. If only I had known. Yeah, that's so true. That's an accurate statement. If you had known that this action would lead to this thing, you absolutely wouldn't have done it. But oftentimes, there's genuinely no way you would have known. Or there were opportunities for you to know, but there was no pressing reason for you to need to know. And therefore, it's goofy to hold somebody to the standard of needing to know this. Like, for instance, we'll get into the manager example or someone who's over you. I think that's a pretty solid one. Where if people have been, so let's say like there's a door that's like, it's weird. Everyone's like, oh, its hinges are squeaky and whatnot. People have been reporting to you that the door is squeaky, that there's something wrong with the door, and you just ignore it. Something happens, let's say it's like one of those good heavy wood doors or metal doors, something happens, someone goes to shut it and just falls, collapses, hurts someone real bad. Then that absolutely is your fault and your guilt. People informed you of what was happening, you had the knowledge of it, and you just chose to do nothing. Now, that same scenario, but nobody told you anything. Not one email, not one letter. Maybe someone's like randomly brought it up in like passing conversation, but not enough, or not with the urgency that is like oh no, like whenever I have to like force it open. No one really talks about it. They just go, oh yeah, hey, when you get the time, check out the door. It's like a little wonky. They're like, oh, okay, you know. And then something happens with that door. Yeah, you had information, But you didn't actually know what was happening because communication wasn't happening the way that it needed to. So again, communication came up. I think communication came up earlier. So that might be a big thing. But yeah, you don't know what you don't know. And don't take responsibility for things that you don't need to take responsibility for. Especially when it's something you genuinely... You're like, yeah, you could have had the door fixed, but also you didn't know the door needed to be fixed. You just thought the door was being like weird and jammy. Like you probably just thought the janitor needed to put some WD-40 on it. But I digress. That little story was for somebody. Let's go ahead and sweep... Oh, someone wants runes. Okay. Let me... So I know for sure 6, 4, 2... Actually, I think all of these, because I think there's like 30-something runes. Okay. So the first rune... We'll go in order. So the second rune is Urez. We'll go on the other page. Maybe your technology is getting a little wonky on you. And you've checked and you know like the memory is... Maybe check your memory. See if you've got too much storage in there. Having too much stuff stored on your phone or whatever device actually slows it down. So, you know. Let me find you. Oh, yeah. So we have Urez. Oh, perfect. That looks... Let me make sure that's good for you guys. Is that good for you? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyway. So, you have Urez first, which is strength, endurance, health, energy, and understanding. What I need from you is understanding. How can we communicate if you don't hear what I say? Oh my God. And then our next one is Ansu's, which, you know, it's God. It's communication, divine power, transformation, and wisdom. Ooh, you are going through a very transformative time in your life. Very entering different stages. Very the world is turning. Let's see. And then we got 4. That was 4. Perfect. 6, which is Knez. Perfect. And that's inspiration, creativity, transformation, breakthrough. You got transformation twice. A lot of Scorpio energy here. It's very good. And as I say that, we're going into the 8th one, which is, oh my God! Ah, it's Wonjo! It's Wonjo, y'all. Wonjo in the house. Perfect. Which is harmony, joy, well-being, prosperity, and bliss. You got good stuff coming, baby. You got good stuff coming, baby. I'm gonna be a cowboy, baby. I gotta stop. Y'all are meme lords. 11. 4, 8, 12, 11. Ooh, Issa. Self-control, stillness, hermit, ego awareness. When I was doing your pre-shuffle, the hermit tried to come out again. That's pretty dope. But, you know, self-control, that's also the devil card. Let me not cover Issa up. There we go. Thank you. We've got space. Ooh, that was so nice. That just worked out for me. But yeah, you know, this is about self-control. And ego awareness is very specific. Maybe that's why you're being asked to take a step back and just kind of look at stuff. Where's your ego stopping you? And then we got 12. It's a piece of candy. 12. I had 12. 12 is literally beside it. And then we have Jera. Harvest. You got a big... Oh, I was going to say you got a good thing coming, honey. But I was over here about to say you got a big storm coming. Very fun, very fun. Anyway, harvest, reward, plenty, peace, cycles, fruition, and growth. That's so crazy. Fruition and growth. If only we had a card like that out. Oh, Wonjo said I'm back. Wow. Technology, my guys. Wow. Harvest, reward, plenty, peace, cycles, fruition, and growth. I know that it's not the 7 of Pentacles, but the 9 of Pumpkins is... we chillin'. So Empty way. And then you have the queen of pumpkins earlier. Well, queen of bats over here. It's a time for you to not have to do all that talking. Ooh, king of ghosts over here. We're not gonna get too deep into it. Perfect. Anyway, so we're gonna end it there. Thank you for joining me at the tent for this Monkey Message Monday. Got a little serious, and then we, I don't think we ever got off track. It's just, there was a very serious something. We had to drive through Serious Town to get to where we had to go. Better than Azkaban, I say. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clear you off. Let me try to grab, because I can't take all of it. Some of y'all need to get some stuff out of your hair. Maybe your hair is in braids right now. Maybe you like to wear your hair in braids. Ooh, what a pretty butterfly. They're just floating. It's one of those yellow butterflies with like the black accenting around the wings. Very nice. If I figure out the name of the butterfly, I'll put it here. If not, I'll just like put a butterfly emoji. So I'm gonna go ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and help you get some of that out of your hair. Is there something specific about the hair? Maybe there's a change that you made. Maybe there's a change that you need to make. Maybe there's a change you've been thinking about. But yeah. We're just going to go ahead. This nice little sweetgrass braid. We're just going to sweep all that out your hair. If your hair's not in braids, that's fine. I braided it for you in the spirit. Let's just get all that out there. Yeah. There's just some things that have embedded it deep, and it's no one's fault. It's no one's fault. Hair holds memories. Maybe there's a tending that you need to do to your hair. Maybe a light ritual, something to give some love, to give some care, to give some attention. It can be symbolic of you tending to the memories of, yeah, I can't let this control my life. I can't let this be a prominent thing in my life. I can't let it stop me. But it's a piece of me that deserves my attention. It, of course, doesn't deserve 100% of my attention 100% all the time. But it's as a part of me as my hair. So we're just going to go ahead and just get that out of here. That kind of cleansing vibe. If any of you do moon water or you collect moon water, I would actually go ahead and use some of it. I don't know what moon you're in when you're watching this. I think for me it's in Virgo. Here, let me look. No, 334. Let's see. What sign is the moon in? Someone's like, it's Cancer. I don't know if it's in Cancer. I just know that I know the moon rules Cancer. No, leave me alone. Maybe you don't like downloading extra apps and get upset and would rather do things in browser. So the moon is in Sagittarius. Maybe it's in Sagittarius. Maybe if you have some water that is linked to Sagittarius 9th house energy, that can be something for you. It's a lot of travel, motion, but it's also the learner. So maybe there's some information that you're deep diving on. Again, scientific method came up earlier. Okay. I think we've gone ahead and we've got a good chunk of the gunk out of here. At least as much gunk as I can do remotely, which is a good chunk of gunk, I'll tell you. Whew. Take care of your hair. It loves you. For some of you, I'm hearing it's just growing through some stuff the same way you are. Remember, your body is you. You are not separate from your body. If you are going through and you are experiencing things, it's going to translate into your form in some manner. And it's not even necessarily because you're doing something good or something bad. It just is the flow. It is the natural of it. We are one beautiful connected ecosystem just amongst ourselves, just as an individual person. I'm seeing the Hermit card in my mind's eye again. It's that 9th house, that Virgo. Maybe something's affecting your day-to-day, or maybe your day-to-day. Maybe you're being called to take more silence, more time for yourself in your day-to-day, where that's applicable and where that's applicable and where you can take it. Whew. And I think that's a nice, clean, degunked piece of hair. I hope that helped you feel better, and I hope that helps you work through some stuff. Let me turn this Queen of Bats to the right side. It is a moment of silence for you, but not a moment of... Oh, Ladybug just flew by. Luck and fortune come to find you. I'm not getting an answer. And I wonder if the reason I'm not getting an answer is because that's the point. To sit, to contemplate, to just observe, to take it in and not necessarily digest it. I was going to say dissect it. Oh, dissect it. Maybe it's time to put the scalpel down. That's what it is. It's time to put the scalpel down, hunty. You're a curious student and you want to learn more, especially this new chapter. But the thing that's going to carry you through this new chapter, it is your own strength, but it's not going to be, you don't got to do all that. You ain't got to do all that deep dive and you think you have to do. Sit and watch, and the things that you need, you'll get back to the you'll get back to the dissection portion eventually. Awesome. Sweet. So with that, I knocked some stuff off you. Let me knock a little more off of you. I think we're going to go ahead and end it there. Thank you, Monkey King, Great Sunwukong, for coming through and helping us out. If you've been hanging out with the tent for me this long and gotten through that whole message and didn't leave me, you should just go ahead and subscribe, hang out, chill, drop a little like. Tell me what new haircut you're thinking about getting in the comments. That'd be cute. Ooh, someone's getting a pixie. Some nice bob action. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Very cute, very cute. I want to say very cute, very cunning. So whatever that means for someone, you look very cunning today. You look brown cow stunning. Today. Cunning and brown cow stunning. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to disconnect us. Ooh, I tried to knock into you guys. And I'm going to say goodbye until next time. Bye. Whew. Okay. Getting heavy, but it makes sense. It's the time of year. It's the season. Spring is around the corner. Literally, New Year's is around the corner. So while this is a lot, it's not a lot in like this is unprecedented. This is, things are shifting. I feel a shaking in the spirit. Let me go on and take this nap I got so much to do.